Hello everyone, this is Pethbo Chigumira reporting on the Global Youth Day 2023 under the theme Love is a Verb. With me here I've got my brother Gerald. I met him here. I'm speaking from Wange at Good Hope Mothers Institute. He's a product of Good Hope Mothers Institute. Good Hope Mothers is an institution which takes care of orphans. It's an institution which takes care of the less privileged children, and is one of the products. And I thought it wise that he comes here and shares his story with us. He underwent some serious problems in life and some serious hiccups, but he's here, and as I speak today, he is the head boy of one of the most recognized high schools within the town of Wange in Zimbabwe. Mr. Gerald, how are you?
I'm good, how are you?
I am doing very fine. It's so good to see you again. The last time I came at Good Hope Mothers, it was some years back, and you was actually still young. So I understand you are the head boy right now at Wange Secondary.
Yes, I'm the head boy.
Yes, and I understand for you to reach the level that you are at now, it was not an easy journey. Yeah. Would you mind just sharing with us the stuff that you went through for you to end up being where you are? I'm pretty sure there's someone out there who might be going through some certain challenges, and your story is going to inspire them.
Yes, I'm sure. That's not a problem.
Okay, please go ahead.
Okay. It was a really tough journey for me to reach this level right now as a head boy, as a mayor, as a junior mayor of Wange. I think I wrote my O-level in 2019, but when I wrote my O-level in 2019, I had challenges with friends. I had 6 friends. Those 6 friends were taking in drugs, and I was part of them. And I failed. And the people that I stayed with at home, the parents, my grandparents, my grandfather, and my grandmother. Firstly, I don't have parents. My father and my mother died in 2006. So my grandparents took care of me from 2006 till today.
Okay, so you stayed at your grandparents' house?
Yes.
And they are the ones who raised you and took you to school?
Yes.
And up to the time that you're talking about, to say you ended up being intertwined with these friends, did you meet these friends in Form 4, or they had already been your friends from the time you probably started your high school?
No, actually what happened, when I went for Form 1, I did not have those friends. Okay. But by the time I reached the level Form 2, third term, that's when I found those friends where at a soccer match at school. So those friends, they were shifted to my class. Then from there, I was engaged to those friends.
Okay, so you play football?
Yes, I play football.
What's your position?
I play number 8. I play guys.
Okay, yes. That's really nice. That's really great. So talking about these friends, you mentioned that when you wrote your Form 4 in 2019, you were now engaged with these friends who were taking in drugs.
Yes.
And I want to believe probably there was a fluctuation of your grades as far as your academics were concerned.
Yes.
How were you performing when you got into school, Form 1 and Form 2?
Actually, in Form 1, when I went to school, I was a really good student. And even my grandparents were very happy about my performance. Okay. Then Form 2, again, second term, my grades began to deteriorate due to friends that I had from that time.
Okay, so Form 1, Form 2, you were performing very well.
Yes, I was
but
performing
the time you got intertwined with these wrong friends,
yes,
your grades started deteriorating.
Yes.
Okay,
yes.
So you may proceed. What then took place, maybe from Form 2, third term, the time you then got engaged with these friends? What do you think really affected you as far as your academics is concerned?
By the time I engaged with those friends, and I now faced challenges of I started disrespecting the people that I stayed with, or even the teachers who were teaching me at school. And I became somebody who was not understandable at school. Right. Those friends, they did not encourage me, not even a single thing, a good thing about in life. What they encouraged me was smoking and drinking drugs and many things. So by that time, when I engaged those friends, I left school, I left everything. I was now bunking lessons. I started smoking, I started dressing some other dressings, and I became a junkie boy who was not understanding.
So in other words, you got the wrong influence, yes, from those friends.
Yes.
And that influence actually affected the way you were performing in school.
Yes.
So how were those friends performing? Maybe, you know, at times you get intertwined with these people and you notice that they are actually performing better than you who just joined them.
By the time they came to my class, like between our friendship we're 6 and so what was happening, I was the best amongst them.
Alright.
And from there when I engaged with them and when my grades started to deteriorate and there was only one boy who was better than us. From there that boy, he was like influencing us to pay things, but he was reading at home. But I believe in Form 4 he passed, but all of us 5 friends we failed. So he failed, he passed with 6 subjects.
Would you say to some extent you were now somehow addicted to these drugs, or it was just part time?
Yeah, it was just party time. Even at home they did not know.
So what were they saying at home as far as your grades are concerned? Because I want to believe your grandparents started noticing to say, okay, Form 1, Form 2, you were performing well, but Form 3, Form 4, things started deteriorating. What was their reaction? What was your grandpa's reaction to your grades as far as that fluctuation was concerned?
Obviously my grandfather was disappointed about my grades and was disappointed about my behavior. He started to be amused on why am I behaving like this, but he did not understand what was happening with me.
Okay, so tell me the Form 4 part. I'm pretty sure that was a big year. You were supposed to, you know, you're writing some of your most important exams in life, and what then transpired?
By the time I wanted to register, my grandfather asked me, I think, a question thrice. Are you serious with writing? Then I said, I'm ready. I read with writing, then I said, great. Then my grandfather had to register all those 8 subjects, but he saw my behavior and my character and he said, Gerald, I don't think you will make it with this behavior that you are having, because he saw my grades were now low than what I had.
But
so he did not believe
of
me.
the friends, you just decided to proceed.
Then I had to proceed.
So what was the outcome after you wrote that first time when your grandpa told you that you might not make it because of your behavior?
I failed all the subjects.
You failed all the subjects?
I failed all the subjects.
Okay, I'm pretty sure that was so sudden with your parents.
Yes.
So what then did you decide to do after failing? Because I want to believe somehow your life then got affected as an individual. Because you know, at times when you go through these situations, there comes a point where you stand alone. Your friends are no longer there. You have failed on your own. Now you have to make a decision. So what was the next move after failing?
Life was so very hard because my grandfather saw that my behavior is now unbecoming. He was very ill. By the time I failed, he told me, what I was telling you about your failure, still continuing. Now you fail. So right now what is going to happen? It's either you choose going back to school or you choose to go to work. Then I told myself that whatever grandfather is telling me is nothing, it's meaningless. Let me just go to work and find money. School is nothing to me because I failed first time. So why should I repeat again? My grandfather was very angry with my behavior. He was very, very angry. He was very disappointed with what was happening in my life.
All right, but you then started to go get a job.
Yes.
At home, were you being fed? Were you receiving everything that you wanted?
Yes, everything that I wanted.
So what was the core reason why you wanted to look for a job?
All right. Actually, by the time I decided to go to work, and obviously at home, and they were feeding me food, everything. I was getting everything that I wanted, anything. When I tell my grandfather, grandfather, I want this, then my grandfather gives me this. Grandfather, I want this, I want money, I want to do this, he gives me everything. But right now, I do not have the money to spoil the guys.
All the guys, the friends?
Yes,
okay,
the friends.
Okay.
So I decided to go to work so that I may make my friends happy.
So the money was for your friends, the drugs and the alcohol?
Yes.
All right, all right. So did you get a job?
Yes, I finally got a job.
Okay.
I finally got a job.
And was it good paying? Like, was it giving you enough money to spoil your friends?
Yeah, enough money, they were giving me enough money, but the job money was very hard.
Okay.
The job was very hard. It was not fair. According to my age, it was not a fair job.
All right.
It was very hard.
It was hard physically or
Physically.
Okay,
it was
too manual.
Yeah, too manual.
Okay, so what did you end up doing after realizing that it was too hard? At the same time you are earning money, were you really using that money to only spoil your friends, or you were giving a portion to your grandparents?
Obviously I did not give them a portion. It was very hard for me to give them a portion because they told me, no, you get everything. Because they were disappointed. They knew that I won't even do anything. I never thought of anything that my grandparents are important to me by that time. It was very hard for me to believe that. But there came a day when I changed, when I went for a crusade at Seventh-day Adventist Church.
Okay.
There was a certain pastor who preached.
What year was that? Sorry to cut you. Which year was
it? It
that?
was in 2020.
2020.
2020, if I'm not mistaken. Yes.
So what made you to attend that crusade of Seventh-day Adventist?
All right, it was a friend who invited me.
Okay.
Actually, like
A friend from amongst the six,
No.
or just from the community?
just a friend from the community.
Okay.
What happened with that friend? Like I wanted to collect something from him, so he said, "If you come to church, I will give you." So by the time I went to that church, I was given a seat. When I was given a seat, and then I said, "Let me just spend 4 minutes and then listen to what you are saying." Then it seemed like it was now interesting to me.
Okay.
Then I had to stay for so long. Then that weight had to enter inside of my heart, inside of me. Then from that crusade, I already changed my plans. Then I went back home. I changed all my plans because after the crusade, I was planning to go to the friends at the party. But from that day, I changed. I went back home and then I slept. I still remember I slept at around 8 o'clock. At my usual sleep time, it was 12 to 11.
Oh, okay.
I come home late at home.
So what did your friend, didn't they drop a call to look for you since you said you were supposed to attend the party?
Yes.
And what did you tell them?
No, actually when I went back home, I told my grandmother because I went thinking and then my grandmother said, okay. Obviously
Meaning
they came.
whoever was going to come and look
Yes.
for you, you are not around.
Yes.
All right.
Then by the time they came, not looking for Gerald, they called here and they had to answer them. Then in the morning, I blocked all their contacts. Then I had to change. Then on a Saturday, it was on a Friday. Then on a Saturday, I attended a service, a Seventh-day Adventist day. From that day till today, I've changed completely. I'm not going to change.
Wow, that's really inspiring. And the Good Hope Mothers, the institution, what role has it really played in your life? I want to believe during the time when you were going through drugs, you were also still part of them. Did they at some point abandon you and say probably you are now negligent, you are now stubborn? What role have they really played in your life?
Actually, they understood. What they did, they were comforting me. They were always encouraging me. They were encouraging me each and every day that you need to behave every day, each and every day. They were by my side. Even when my grandparents said, "Now, Gerald, you're useless." They gave me a comfort. They gave me a shelter. They gave me everything that I wanted.
Right.
They encouraged me, "Gerald, stop this, stop this." By the day I repented, there came a weight that these people are the only people that are helping you in life. Then I went back to them. Then I had to apologize. Then I told them the whole story. And then they were the ones to convince my grandparents that no, Gerald is now changed.
It's now changed.
Yes.
So I want to believe there was this episode of a wretched, allow me to use the word wretched, of a wretched Gerald at some point, and then there comes a paradigm shift after God speaks to you like you have mentioned, and now you change. So what did you do after you changed? Now I know I'm talking to you as a head boy. From what really inspired you? You told me you were working, but now you're a head boy. So tell us, just from the time you repented, what other decisions did you make to make sure that you make your life straight?
After I repented, I wanted to make people to believe that I've repented. So what I decided to do to make people to believe me that I've repented, every time I meet with the boys, I preach the word of God. I'll tell them the word of God. Every time, I think I spend almost 3 months to 4 months preaching the word of God to my friends. Only few friends who remain my friends by the time I tried to preach. There were some who did not like what I was doing. They say, "Now you're not possessed." Yes, you guys are in band. Yes, friends are your Bible. But no, some of my friends, they understood me.
Okay, so you then decided to go back to school.
Yes, then I decided to go back to school. I told my grandfather. Then my grandfather said, "Are you serious about going back to school?" Then I said, then he had to pay everything for me at school. He paid everything. Then he said, "If you go back to drugs, then I'm going to chase you out of my home."
And you went back to school?
Then I went back to school.
You wrote your exams again?
Yes, I wrote my exams.
And
First term, second term, third term. I passed all the subjects, not failed.
And at this point, where are you in your academic life?
Right now, I'm expecting to write my O-level exams in November.
How many subjects do you want to write?
I want to write 8 subjects again.
All right.
Yes.
Wow, that's really great. I'm sure this is quite an inspiring story to our viewers there. As I speak, I'm talking to the junior mayor of the town of Hwange. I'm talking to the head boy of a renowned high school within the town of Hwange. From a wretched man after the influence of drugs and alcohol and bad friends to a head boy who is now busy preaching the word of God to other people out there. Gerald, probably before we close, would you have a word of encouragement to some who might be off your age, To some who might still be going under the influence of drugs and alcohol and bad friends, what word of advice do you have to them out there?
What I can tell my fellow friends who are listening to me right now is this. Respect is the most important thing. And you need to pray for wisdom to God so that you choose good friends. You need to pray to God so that God can choose good friends for you so that you cannot get lost. Go to church, attend church services each and every Saturday, Sunday. Which church, any church, go to church so that you can be helped. They can tell you the word of God. They can give you the word of God, the light of God. Then you can see your life will move well. Focus with what you want. Don't focus with some other things. The devil will challenge you every time when you plan something. So make sure that your plans are not devastated by the devil. Make sure you follow the word of God. Make sure you respect your parents. Make sure you respect your friends. Make sure you respect anyone who tells you good things. Make sure you respect everything. Respect is the most important thing.
Thank you so much. So this is Gerald telling us today that we need to respect other people, telling us that we need to take the word of God seriously and we need to prioritize God in our lives. Thank you so much, Gerald. We are going to share your story with people. I want to believe that people who are going to watch this episode which we have had are going to be inspired. You might be out there and you are thinking the same, well, probably it's now too late. It's never too late for you. He got intertwined with wrong friends, but God visited him at the right time. Peradventure, God is visiting you right now through Gerald. Make the right decision. Make sure you have the right friends around you, and God is going to take care of you. Thank you so much, Gerald. I wish you all the best in your exams. You told me, right?